the middle to clean it up.
First point here with Arsenal and the Hurricanes, and Hurricanes going to double up that back center. They are going to be losing their body going out, and a penalty assessed here on the Hurricanes. It pulls out Drew Bell. So a tough break for the Hurricanes to start out. Looking good for Arsenal. They keep 5 bodies alive. They're taking ground. They're getting Caleb Abel all the way up here in the snake. He's crawling into snake 3. Very quick to go. He's going to try to go up and immediately just trade out with Seabaugh. Or sorry, Seawright. Yeah, so great trade with Seawright. That's going to leave just Daniel Camp in there.
Ooh, Daniel Camp on the wrap, trying to catch Arsenal sleeping. O'Mara able to escape that shot. Great job by Caleb to get down the field and get another body off the field to make it a 4-on-2 situation.
Yeah, and a lot of times we'll say, hey, point 1, you're up bodies, play smart. But he did that at the right time because he made that move so quick that it didn't give the Hurricanes a chance to adjust.
Yeah, absolutely. But Hurricanes fighting for their life. Bounced Cody Mikowski coming out to the Tortilla Tower. That classic fill we've been seeing from Cody from the back center all the way to the corner. Another body coming off of the New Orleans Hurricanes. 4-on-1 scenario for Arsenal right now, looking good.
Yeah, probably look for a concession from the Hurricanes. Ooh, body coming off. Benny Carroll. Tough death over there for Arsenal in a high body situation. Elliott Weaver still alive over there, though, to take over the attack. Try to find this last body. And they are going to shoot out Camp. And first point going to go to Arsenal.
Ooh.
Side turned into a 3-on-1. So Arsenal up a point here over the Hurricanes. Arsenal on the blue side. Hurricanes going to be losing a body from the red side.
But Arsenal dropping O'Mara out of the back center.
Good kill to even up the count. Yeah, Michael Brown walking off for the Hurricanes, and O'Mara, one of the big killers for Arsenal. 4-on-4.
Hurricanes first to get 2 bodies into the snake. Good situation. Look for Cody Mikowski to start filling out of the back center. He's still a little nervous about that Dorito side for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, a little bit better field position, I would say, Greg, with the lead and the field spread out. They have a body to attack on that D side here for Arsenal. An extra body in the snake right now for the Hurricanes as they're chasing a point.
This is typically when the Hurricanes start playing into that snake side wedge. Cody making that classic move, back center all the way out to the Tortilla Tower. Arsenal clean into the big wedge on the Dorito side. Lot faster pace of points in this match.
Arsenal's playing this one like they need the point. Let me double check that scoreboard. Yeah, they have a lead.
I mean, this reminds me a lot of the Red Legion play.
And also you want to play to your styles, right? And you want to keep going with what's been working, and this is what's been working for Arsenal.
It's always hard to say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Arsenal proving the point. Still a 4-on-4 situation.
Yeah, also if you are playing defense, quote unquote, it's good to get bodies upfield because it increases the angles, makes it a little tougher on your opponent, but it also sets a little bit of a trap because the closer you get, the more that next player or your opponent in front of you is going to want to run you down. And if you have somebody protecting that zone, that can be a free kill sometimes.
Well, we talk about this a lot. You know, that 50 brick on the Dorito side doesn't necessarily mean that someone's going to die on the other team, but it makes you very, very dangerous and starts to cause a little bit of chaos and open up opportunities for other players. A lot of focus on Caleb from the Hurricanes right now and making sure he doesn't crawl all the way down like that first point.
I was going to say, this has the makings of a longer point, Greg, but Daniel Camp and Seawright have moved up here in the snake for the Hurricanes. Camp gets up in the snake 3. Seawright backs him up. Snake 2 is protecting down the lane. Make sure Caleb Abel, who's hyper-aggressive, doesn't run him down.
Now that they've crossed that dreaded snake 2 gap on the outside, I think it's time for Arsenal to start turning the field on the Dorito side.
Yeah, and also for the past about 20 seconds, while Camp was getting set, the highway run was open, but they don't know that Camp's there yet.
Yeah, Hurricanes do have that Dorito 1 posted inside.
Yeah, but he wasn't looking inside for like a good 15 seconds.
Talk about small windows.
Yeah, I'm not knocking Caleb. He didn't know. There's a good chance they don't know the Camp's in that spot yet.
Yeah, this is when Cody Mikowski should really start thinking about entering the snake to get a little bit wider. Make sure that the Hurricanes aren't able to progress another knuckle because that's going to cause a lot of problems on the Arsenal Dorito side. Hurricanes trying to muster some offense here, moving into that little Dorito 2. We don't see too much action in there, but it is a launching point to start doing some damage on the Dorito side as he enters Dorito 3.
Yeah, Drew Bell getting into position behind his getting in better position to have a good crossfield shot. He's the only body over there right now, but he's been doing a really good job on island.
We've been seeing that a lot. A lot of people committing that second player on the Dorito side to help out the Snake, which has just been chaos and trading and gunfights.
Yeah, it's really good for a team to have a guy you can count on to be aggressive when needed, but also stay alive if you are on the island, meaning you're the only body on one side of the field.
Caleb over here on Arsenal said, it's time, I'm going to take the wire. Just dives into the gunfight and says it's mine now.
Yeah, Seawright is going to give him that lane for now as he looks over and sees Stu Ridgel developing. Stu's became a little paintball famous by making big moves up the middle, leader of the Hurricanes. And he's looking for it, going back and forth and trying to see if there's a seam that he can cut through.
He's looking for that same zone that Marcelo cut through into that other team's wedge, see if he can get a shot in on Caleb.
He could go right now. There's no one looking in that lane. Now there are. So, oh, good job. Mikowski wraps around right at the moment because Weaver was looking D-side. Caleb's down the wire, and so was Cody Mikowski for a second. So now that lane's done. That team is no longer
not
open.
when Cody dies.
Huge gunfight win right now for the Hurricanes. They dot the I of Cody Mikowski. Puts the Hurricanes in a good spot right now with a one-body advantage here, Greg.
Forward progression by Benny Carroll is going to start shutting down that same zone we were talking about. It's going to be a lot harder to cut through the middle, but the Hurricanes still want to do it. You can see that action from the snake side wedge. I don't know if they're 100% sure where Benny Carroll is over there. He did just bump the wedge. Camp might have found him.
Benny is a bit crafty.
Another New England guy.
He is moving the wedge around a little bit.
Yeah.
Which you kind of have to do sometimes. You can't always not touch the bunker.
Sometimes you just got to get wild with it, and Benny's good for that.
Sometimes you got to get tight in there. So Stu's going to do a tactical retreat back to the mini wall, possibly figure out exactly where Benny is, and he's actually going to go all the way back to the back center. So look for him to transition over with Drew and try to make something happen on the D side. So he's leaving Camp and Seawright over here to handle business in the snake, and he's going to go help out Drew Bell.
Smart move. There's a lot of opportunity on that inside zone through those big Doritos on the Dorito side right now. Weaver still on the cross, trying to help out Caleb over here in the snake. Calling out the time right now on Arsenal. 7.5 minutes, still 1-point game. Arsenal down one body.
Stu is now doubled up with Drew Bell. So he's going to go across. He's going to get into the wedge. Drew's still staying dedicated on that inside lane crossfield on Caleb. So Drew's going to be the attacker. He's looking like he wants to get up there. He's going to wrap around. They get the kill on Benny Carroll. Great job by Stu Ridgel. Worked really hard for that one. Had to make multiple moves to get in position to shoot out Benny Carroll. And now popping the top here at the 50-yard line.
Oh, and the shot.
They get the shot in on Caleb Abel. So what a great job for the Hurricanes. Winning some gunfights. That's the story of this one. Ooh, minor penalty going to be assessed on Caleb. Yeah, so no blow up from Colt. He's just talking variables on that close. Just getting right into the details.
Yeah. Oh, quick death by Cody Mikowski and Benny Carroll here at Baltimore Arsenal.
Yeah, down to 6:30. That's going to force a real quick concession actually here. So jumping in 6 minutes and 30 seconds on this one. Hurricanes with a 1-point lead. They get Seawright outside and up in the snake, and they're going to be getting Stu Ridgel checked out in the back center. So Arsenal goes back to this brick play, sending Benny Carroll off the break to hold down things on that snake side. The referee is going to come in and give him a check. Oh, referee actually looked at the pod to see if he got hit in the pod and dumped it, and he's going to call him clean. But if any Hurricanes player saw that referee go in and check him, they're going to know that Benny Carroll is in that spot.
Yeah, you can see Seawright on the wrap, but losing Ridgel out of the back center for the Hurricanes. 5-on-4 situation and great field position for Arsenal. 2 in the snake with Caleb and O'Mara. Still plenty of time left on the clock. Hurricanes can hold this out, but Arsenal trying to figure out where the next break is after that first kill.
Well, the Hurricanes, for their chances, hopefully they've identified that Benny Carroll is at that brick and they've told Seawright. Because if Seawright starts to move forward here, he's really going to have to contend with Benny's gun. But if he can make it up clean and Benny doesn't see him get up there, then Benny's life is at risk.
Yeah, there's an opportunity here because there's no one actually holding C-Right. Obviously, 2 players in front of him, but he could crawl into that snake too. Benny Carroll's wrapped all the way to the center of the field, looking to catch a body, filling over to back up C-Right.
Cody Mikowski gonna shade out here towards the snake side and gets to that Hertz can. Caleb Abel and O'Mara already in the snake right now for Arsenal with a 1-body advantage here. So they got the shot in on Stu Ridgel in that back center. But the Hurricanes have spread the field. Drew Bell in a good spot to protect in that D1, looking inside, stop any crazy runs. And they have Camp, instead of sending him into the snake, he's just been at that mini wall dedicated towards that D side.
They have to. With Arsenal already in that big wedge on the Dorito side, he's the last stop before the onslaught. If they make it into that 50 brick, Arsenal's going to be in a really good spot to close a quick point. He doesn't have any help, though. With 3 players stacked on the side here for Arsenal, he's not getting any assistance to make it past that gap. He really needs someone to come up through those big Doritos on the inside of the brick, wrap on Camp in the mini wall, and try to get himself into the 50 brick.
Yeah, so triple stack here on the snake side for Arsenal, try to create some sort of offense. And here comes Brown, as Brown's going to get out here behind C-Right.
Benny Carroll missed that shot. He was wrapped looking for Brown the entire time.
Ooh, but he gets the shot in on C-Right. Beautiful kill here from Benny Carroll, so the play works out again, and now they're up 2 bodies. That's just, twice we've seen Benny Carroll with the risk and the play call from the coaching staff of Arsenal to get Benny Carroll up to that spot, and it produces results.
Yeah, and good conversation between O'Mara and Benny Carroll. Benny Carroll said, I shot the snake, but there may be another. O'Mara reaching back to confirm as he saw Brown come down the wire.
Brown going to take over the spot, though. C-Right with this 1-point lead to protect. Camp's been so dedicated here to just keep that lane going. He's got 3 pods still on his back, shooting towards that D side. Speaking of dedicated, Benny Carroll still posted up and dedicated, doing his combat yoga here, keeping that gun on the snake side, try to shoot out Brown.
Caleb and O'Mara starting to work together over here. Caleb taking over the wire from Brown, getting O'Mara up another knuckle. Arsenal successful getting into that big Dorito 3 now. Woo! Caleb way out here on the wire trying to keep Brown in that snake 1.
Yeah, O'Mara improved his position, and Caleb tried to get a little creative, get all the way. You have to be a little bit out to have any chance to shoot down the sideline, which is basically where he is right now.
Yeah, already pods being thrown. Benny needed a pod there in the big brick after holding that snake lane for so long already.
Yeah, and you can't carry a whole case of paint when you're running all the way to the 50, so needed a couple more bullets. O'Mara past the 50-yard line into the wedge here, trying to attempt this close. Find out exactly where Brown is. I think he knows where Brown is because Caleb's been gunfighting with him. That's probably why he dipped into that inside spot.
He's moving his gun back and forth. He's a little unsure if Brown's in snake 1 or snake 2.
Yeah, he's posted up on snake 2 just in case, I think, to be safe. Caleb also going to move up the field here a little bit. He crawls up into snake 3, and he's going to deal with Brown here down the sideline. Brown down on his elbows, trying to protect this lane, knows the push. Could come at any moment.
Oh, Caleb just able to slip by Brown into the next snake knuckle. O'Mara says, Steven, they know I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good piece of information to give to your teammate.
Oh. Now they definitely know. Brown coming over the top, trying to get a shot on O'Mara.
O'Mara's got what it looks like a ton of rub, and he's got a big beacon on his loader right there. The referee sees the same thing that I see. Oh, he's going to switch sides. So the referee's going to come and give that a check, and it looks like it is going to be rub. Benny backs up out of that brick to go outside wide on the D side, and then he's going to launch into the open gap here, try to use his gun to get across.
But shooting at the wrong spot. He was shooting at Brown. He needed to be shooting at Camp in the mini W as he tried to cross that gap.
So squandering one of their attackers here. Benny Carroll trying to get creative. Doesn't work out. Here comes Cody Mikowski.
45 seconds left to play.
Cody Mikowski has 2 guns that he's got to worry about. D1 and Brown in the snake. So Bell Here comes O'Mara. O'Mara's going to use his gun as a walking
it.
bunker, and he gets the kill crossfield. O'Mara's going to come through, and he's going to shoot Brown. He gets stitched up by Camp. They also lose Caleb at the same time, so just one body left alive in a 1-on-2 here with the field spread for Arsenal, and 23 seconds left to go. And here comes Cody Mikowski is going to put that shot in on Daniel Camp and hit the buzzer to tie this game up. And we're going to see an overtime point.
Yeah, Cody said, take our time. We're not going to try to play a 15-second point. Let's let the clock burn, tie it up, go to a fresh 5-minute overtime point.
What a great game.
It would be cool if he shot him off the break, though.
It's like Kyle Spica going to get out there with Sean Salcedo. So get a look here, a couple players off the bench for Arsenal. So they're just going to wave, hide, and walk back to the pits. Well, Benny Carroll's been their main guy, and then they also have Weaver over there.
Is that Weaver?
Weaver's the tall guy that wears, that you can see his hair.
There you go. He doesn't look as tall right now.
he's pretty tall.
Yeah.
6'3", maybe?
Benny Carroll pulling up in the middle here.
Ooh, heavy guns. Heavy gun game plan here for Arsenal. Does it produce a kill? Hurricanes spreading out a little bit more as they try to take D1. Referee's going to give them a check, though. As it stands right now, it is 5-on-5. So now we're going to see if Arsenal can get out to their secondaries, and at least initially they do. They get Benny Carroll out wide into D1, and then Caleb Abel into Snake 2, and he's thinking about crawling around. He popped the top here.
But heard the Snake 2 call from Arsenal. Seawright made it in there, and Caleb bailed on the move.
Daniel Camp able to get out through a gun to get behind Seawright. Yeah, nice. Hey, I get it. Heavy guns on the break. Why not try? You got 5 minutes to work with. And then clean secondaries from everyone, 5-on-5. So this one could go the whole 5 minutes here, Greg.
Yeah, it looks like everyone went for the safety net, make sure there's no big runs. So good call by both teams. At least it matched up well to give us a nice 5-on-5. A little adjustment here by the Hurricanes to get into that mini wall, start locking off the Dorito side, as Arsenal did make it wide into the Dorito 1 after that initial breakout. Seawright and Abel just going at it. Cable.
Cable.
Like the superhero.
Caleb Abel. Yeah, he's been a bit of a superhero for them this weekend.
There you go, Abel. I got you.
Maybe we give him a new nickname. I don't know. He's got such a memorable name as it stands. If you have a very memorable name, you typically don't get nicknames. I mean, he is very able.
He is very able.
Daniel Camp going to crawl up here to outside Snake 1. Other than that, no other moves so far here as we've gotten through the first minute and a half. Now O'Mara is going to get out of that back center, get to the Hertz can. He's going to mirror up.
It's Cody.
Cody Mikowski. O'Mara's at the mini wall.
I like this move by Cody. Typically, I don't like guys hanging out in that tower too often, but he's been productive, wrapping on that inside wedge, making sure there's no center push from the Hurricanes.
Yeah, pretty even here as far as the real estate is concerned.
Yeah, both teams pretty dedicated from that Dorito side can on that over-the-beam shot on the Snake to make sure that Seawright and Abel are not able to produce.
And in this situation, no one shot anyone on the break. No one shot anyone on their secondaries as Benny Carroll does improve his position. So slightly better field position here for Arsenal. But typically in this situation now, you're going to see maybe another minute of everyone just kind of probing, hoping they can catch somebody make a mistake.
Yeah, moment of truth. Every bite here is a huge risk. Hurricanes trying to counter that move on the Dorito side, getting into the Dorito 3. Seawright's getting a little comfortable on the outside here. He hasn't been hyper aggressive, but he does have control.
Hurricanes also making a move on that D side, and then here comes the first crawl up into Snake 3, and it's going to be Seawright for the Hurricanes. Hasn't touched the bunker, hasn't telegraphed his move.
Now that he's made it through that gap, that should be the sign for Weaver to get out of that Dorito side can. He can't really help on this Snake side anymore from there, so it's time to dive into that Dorito 1. Start going heads up.
Stu Rigel going to move over here into the Snake structure as well, as we're down to 1 minute and 35. And if we do not get a win, no one's been shot yet, so there's a real decent chance that we could be going to one-on-ones to decide this quarterfinal match.
Ooh, the battle between Cody Mikowski and Stu Rigel right there on the wrap.
Yeah, Stu here on your screen. He's thinking about it. done a good job of pushing up to that wedge and executing from there.
Camp has control of the wire, not letting Abel get away with anything, keeping Seawright alive in that snake 3.
Yeah, still no deaths though. So as we hit the minute mark, oh, the first one's going to be Stu Ridgel, dying out of outside snake 1. He's going to run off the field as quickly as he can, but it does look like they picked him up regardless, because I hear kill 1 from Arsenal. So a 1-body advantage for Arsenal, but only with 47 seconds left to work with, and they're not at really or near the 50 or 40-yard lines. So I still think we're probably going to see some one-on-ones.
Yeah, Hurricanes don't want anything to do with it, though. Pushing up into that Dorito side wedge, getting a little antsy to make the move. Here comes Cody Mikowski into the snake 1.
They're going to give it a last-ditch effort here as we hit the 30-second mark, but they lose Caleb Abel. And then here comes the counterpunch right now from Drew Bell. Drew Bell goes through, he gets O'Mara, and he shoots Benny Carroll, and Weaver comes off. So it is just Cody Mikowski with 18 seconds left to hold off the attack. Seawright comes through, and Seawright's going to get him clean. And with 12 seconds left here in overtime, the Hurricanes are going to knock out what was the undefeated Arsenal here in the quarterfinals. And they are going to move on to play the winner of Red Legion and X Factor as their pit explodes in celebration.